Oh, durka durka durka.
Welcome to another shitty review of a knife you've never heard of. I assume you missed me. I have a lot of YouTube followers, and I've been getting a lot of emails about the need for more knife content on YouTube. And so I finally carved out some space in my busy schedule to be able to do this review. It is of the Miguron Norsa. Brand new offering. I'm not going to make you wait to see the blade because I hate when people do that. But here we are. My lighting isn't the best. Let me see if I can improve that just a second. All right, well, maybe that's better. Maybe. Miguron Norsa. So here's your blade. To me, my favorite thing about this knife is I think it looks cool. Got this kind of harpoony blade. It's all gray, similar shade, but the blade looks a little bit more bronzish. Excuse me. And the handle's a little bit more deep gray charcoalish, and then the clip here is even a lighter silver. It's on the small to medium size, but I don't want to forget to mention the most important thing. This knife is $27, shipped in the United States of America with coupon code. Not my code, but you can use LTK at White Mountain Knives and gives you 10% off free shipping. So we're talking about $27. And this is going to be hard to beat at that price. It's not a perfect knife. I'm going to talk about that, but just get some specs out of the way. Just under 3 inches. All right, a little bit more than 7 inches. Like I said, like in the small to medium size, D2, 3.4 ounces. So pretty decent as far as the length to weight ratio. So the number one thing about this review is, man, 27 bucks. Hell yeah. Okay. But then the other thing about this review is, and as far as I know, this is like the second review of this on the internet. And so maybe who knows, maybe there's another one on there already, but maybe you're watching this and trying to figure out if you're going to buy this thing. Currently out of stock, but maybe probably put it back in stock. You might have noticed maybe something on the edge here. All right. I hope that my camera picks this up. Okay. But what we have, the kind of like, I'm not going to call it a fatal flaw because it's easy to fix, but this is reversible and they have this cutout you can reverse it into. Now, this is the problem with this knife, is this cutout. Everything else is great. The price is great. The look is great. I like the shape of the blade. It's super sharp. I'll show you that real quick. I did strop it, but I haven't sharpened it. And I've had some Miguron knives that were kind of like, meh. This is not meh. This is probably like 60, 70th percentile. Like, it's good. Better than average. I got this knife, and the thing that right away, this edge, the same on the other side, it has this little lip. And I could take the clip off and maybe I'll do that to show you. But that little lip is in the perfect spot to just bother your palm right here. You get this little tiny bits that are kind of too sharp, not rounded off, this cutout, and it's right there. I mean, you see, I don't know if you hold a knife the same way that I do, but you know, it's right there. Right, and that's where, so I had to do something about that. Again, I'm going to show it to you closely. There's a cutout, and what I had to do about it was I had to file it down. So actually, I didn't file it. I started with a Dremel, just a little cheap Dremel rotary bit thing. Then I took a file, ran right here, and I took some gray nail polish. So this, just in case you have exactly the same problem and you're 3 of 8 billion people in the world with this problem, you can get a pretty darn close match from CVS, whatever this brand is, SE, and pretty good, right? You think? Pretty good. So again, Dremel to knock it down and make it comfortable. And then, then it's like raw aluminum. It's much lighter. And then the nail polish over that. I haven't talked about the action. Action is good. Let's do some comparisons. Good hell. I've gotten into Kaiser more and more. And there's a Kaiser knife that this is very similar to. But first, just for size comparison's sake. So here's my, whoops, come on. Oh, really? My clone, oh my God, of the Para 3. And these are pretty darn similar in size. Pretty darn similar. I have a Kaiser Drop Bear. Nope, sorry. It's not the Drop Bear. I have the Drop Bear right here. Drop Bear's pretty close too, honestly. Here is the knife I'm going to talk the most about. The Kaiser Sub 3 SBK, I think. Kind of a funky little knife, but similar in a lot of ways. So let's put that off to the side right now. QSP Penguin. It's the titanium version. Again, really, really similar. Here's another couple of Migrons. This is the Miguron. Man, now I forgot the name of it. It's not the Pelora. Well, I'll try to remember the name of it. But this is another cheap Miguron. I like this. I dyed the scales on this, and it has also the metal clip, not the titanium clip. And then here's a comparison. This is the Miguron Pagos 2, which I like, all black. This has the titanium clip, which I'm not a huge fan of the titanium clips, but I don't like this Miguron steel clip. So here we go. Comparison knives. I want to bring back the Kaiser Sub 3 OBK. I got this knife off Knife Swap on Reddit. It was kind of a random thing. I think it goes for about 80, 85 bucks. Aluminum, black coated 154 cm steel, so good steel, but not super steel. I think it goes for like 85 bucks or something. I don't think it sold a lot. I don't think it was super successful for Kaiser. I picked it up for like 50 bucks or something. The clutch lock on the Kaiser is awesome. But the problem I have with this knife is the proportions are kind of jacked up. It was made to be under 3 inches to comply with regulations or whatever. But I think that in so doing, this knife just seems out of proportion to me. And I still like it. I think it's kind of quirky. I think it's very comfortable. I don't actually need a long blade in my day-to-day life. So I've carried it quite a bit. But here comes along this Miguron Norsa. I haven't been buying a lot of knives lately. I kind of a little bit got sick of the knife game. And so I was looking for something new, and I thought, man, this is this medium size that I like. It's aluminum scales, which I like. It's, you know, it's the right size. It's got the crossbar lock. I wanted to give this another shot. I haven't bought one of a Miguron crossbar lock for a while, and I think it looks awesome. Once I was also able to knock this down, I mean, this is not like a showpiece. This is a $27 knife. So to me, you should be using this thing, and like, it's going to get scratched up. And I think that this, what I pulled off on the edge, is totally acceptable. Now, I'm not saying that this isn't a design flaw. It is. I don't understand, if you were holding this knife or ever using it as a designer, wouldn't you feel that that was too rough? But in a lot of other ways, compared to this Kaiser, they're pretty comparable. I will give the edge on the locking mechanism and the action to the Kaiser, but in terms of the look, in terms of the blade shape, I'm going to give that to the Miguron. The quality of the knife steel is going to be better than the Kaiser. They're very similar. I think the Kaiser's a little bit more comfortable, but if you can see, they are pretty darn comparable in their. Ooh, I could get the calipers out, but too lazy for that. So the Miguron Norsa, 27 bucks. Let me say that again, 27 bucks. Another thing I forgot to mention, it comes, I changed the screws in this. I should have mentioned this earlier. It was very odd to me that it came with these recessed screws, like you see here. Like, they're not sticking out, right? But it came with these button screws over here. And I just thought it ruined the look of it. It made this no longer flat. So with these countersunk screws, we got this nice flat. I'm not doing a good job showing it, but you can run your finger over it and this is flat. So with these button head screws, little tiny ones, here's what one of them looked like. All right, kind of sticking out, and I just don't understand that. So I have actually took some spare screws from Kaiser, because Kaiser gives you spare screws, which is great. It's a Kaiser box. Got these. They all basically match. They're all these T6, just regular chrome flathead kind of deal, and it fits. So I don't understand. I don't know if they wanted those button head screws for more strength or I don't know. I just thought it looked weird. And so take a close look at that when you're looking online, because it's going to stick out. And just this whole area, when I got this knife, I was like, man, what? Everything is great, but this tiny little spot. It's like I love 95% of this knife, but not 5%. All right, last thing, this clip. So I have been taking this on and off and messing around with this clip a lot, but the clip feels a little too flimsy to me. Here's this Kaiser. Again, it's got about, I want to say like, it takes maybe like 20 to 30% more pressure on this typical Kaiser here. Drop bear, I think, is similar, yeah. So I don't know, you know, Miguron hasn't done a ton of these metal clips. Usually they do the TI clips. I do have this one here. I can't remember the name of it. But another cheap, this is the D2 Miguron. And this one feels a little bit, you know, looser than the Kaiser, but slightly tighter than this one, which is, to me, veers into this thing is going to fall out of my pants territory. So I don't love that. Anyway, probably enough of this shit. I'll figure out the lighting next time. I didn't do a very good job lighting. I feel like the lighting isn't very good. I wish that I have a brighter light, but sometimes it creates these stripes in the video. But maybe I should have done it that way the whole time, huh? I don't know. Anyway, Miguron Norsa, 27 bucks. File down this little bit here, and then you're Gucci. Congrats, you made it to the end.